Take a good look. So it's very interesting because more than ever before, we're actually talking about purpose, and we're not only talking about it, but we're thinking about it a lot more. We're trying to find purpose, trying to find what we really want in life, what the purpose and the meaning of life itself really is. Now, of course, these questions are as long as life itself. However, it is undeniable that the global pandemic of loneliness, depression that there is in comparison to the past is much greater than ever before. Which is actually kind of ironic considering the explanation as to why we are finally thinking about purpose, but bear with for now. I was never sure how to say the name, but Maslow's hierarchy of needs argues that there are things in our mental state which we start putting attention to only after a certain basis has been satisfied or kind of like fulfilled. So to start with, of course, there's the physiological needs. So at the very beginning, you and I both have one thing in common. If we are absolutely deprived of everything, we're not going to start thinking about, I wonder what I want to do with my life. No, if we are deprived of everything, we're going to look for means of not being hungry, right? We're going to hunt something. We're going to look for food because the very most fundamental need is the one of the body. We want to make sure that we are not hungry or tired or sick or thirsty or anything of the sort. After those needs have been fulfilled, we can start thinking about other things. And after we are okay and we're not suffering any of these things, we want to make sure that we are not about to get injured or to get sick or to be hungry and thirsty and all that stuff, which is actually number 2, which is safety, right? After our physiological needs, we are met by our safety need. This is about to get very interesting because it's going to escalate into our current societal state, and I think you're going to like it. So after these 2 basic needs are met, the one we start to think about is our social need. If our hunger is in good state and we feel safe and all that stuff, we want to feel part of a tribe. This could look like a society or like a country or like a little community within your own city. And it gets really interesting here because this is what makes society kind of crumble. Now comes the self-esteem. Once that we are, safe, that we are no longer hungry or sick, and that we are part of a group, a community, and we feel love and belonging, we want to feel special. We want to feel like we matter. Interestingly, we not only want to be a part of the group, but we want to be admired and respected. So this is when the feeling of importance comes in. We want to feel a little bit important in one way or another. Therefore, special, unique. After we felt safe, not hungry, our physiological needs are met as well, and we are finally part of a group, we look for more and we want to be unique but within a group. You see this in the majority of people. Now, the way they see this is people chasing status, people chasing gains. So they want, the better car, the newer car, the bigger house and all this stuff, so that they can compare with their peers and see how much higher they are and whatnot. The self-esteem need. Of course, it's not always this case. We just want to feel like an admired and respected part of the group. But our need carries on going up, and people can take it 2 ways. The ego way of wanting to be better, overpowering others, or simply feeling better about yourself, right? Unfortunately, we tend to, we lean more towards negative emotions, and it seems to be that case, especially with this as well, because a lot of us look for that status or even trying to be important in some way by identifying yourself in a new way that people don't relate to, and you're different from the group, things like that. And as you can see, in society, we have overall reached that stage where everybody has this self-esteem and all that stuff. Our physiological needs, worldwide are mostly fine. Our safety as well, mostly fine, or at least people that are advanced enough to be watching a YouTube video and understanding my words right now. Those 2 are fine for you. Social, we are part of a community, right? You may not be very involved, but you're part of it. And then comes the self-esteem. Most people that are, again, watching this are in the self-esteem part where they want to feel important in some way, one way or another, not necessarily negative, but overall, as a global community, the people that stand out the most, ironically, because they want to, be more admirable and respectful, tend to lean towards the negative aspect of that self-esteem, and they don't behave in admirable ways or respectful ways, but rather a lot of celebrities and influencers, you look and you think, they're not like bad people, but they're not exemplar either, right? They're not influencing, the youth, the newer generations into chasing a better path, into having more self-discipline and into being people that would cherish, I don't know, better values and traits in general. Anyway, now that we have gone over this one, this one, this one, and this one, there is the last one left. The self-actualization. Self-actualization. A lot of people that successfully go over the self-esteem stage and, they become rich and whatever, they want to become the most fulfilled, they want to feel fulfillment. A lot of people are rich but not fulfilled because this is the final phase, the final stage. And a lot of us are trying to get there even without being rich or famous, whatever, because we don't need that to actually tick this box. So pursuing our deepest desire is what our purpose is about. Now, it doesn't always stay the same, and it's not like, your deepest desire is that one thing and then everything else doesn't matter. No, this can shift, or maybe it has layers and you unpeel one and you go deeper and deeper into it. That's where you go into your deepest one, right? You're trying to find it, kind of thing. But another interesting thing is that along the way here, as you took all of these steps, you started building character, you started building values and traits about yourself, right? Which actually made that self-actualization something more concrete that you could align with your own values. And this isn't a bad thing, right? It's not like we need to go back because now we have a purpose to worry about or anything of the sort. It's a good thing, and other case, we're always going to revert. So if we restart society and we do a speed run, we're going to do the same thing all over again and go through these needs until we are finally looking for purpose. Once everything is safe and once everything is okay. What you should look out for, however, is the self-esteem stage above all. When you're there, you will encounter some problems with your ego, and you will encounter trying to be important, and then you may do it the wrong way, which might be more successful to get over that stage, but will set you up for failure later on self-actualization. Because you see all the time happening with a lot of successful people, right, who are still not happy. And you think to yourself, well, if you elevated yourself to that stage, yourself, how come you're still in a place where you are not happy? That is because they may not have gone about it the right way. They may have done so in a way that didn't actually align with their thoughts or their heart or their feelings, and they don't really know how to go back, or they don't know that they are in a place of dissonance in the first place. But to be honest, I'm not really looking into making this video a how-to, right, for, I don't know, this is just to tell you really that this isn't anything new, right? When everything comes to a peace standpoint, I know there's war in the world, but in the individual level of people's lives, there is a ground basis of, you are safe and you have food in the fridge usually, and you are part of a community, be it your school, be it your work, be it whatever, right? Be it like some online group, anything. So you have all of these things that are constantly met. So you are now pondering about your self-actualization. My God, I don't know why I can't say that word. The problem is that not only, of course, how to get there is a very important factor, but society will tell you things which will go against your own intrinsic values. So you have things that you value, right? You have things that you care about. But now you've been like brainwashed or whatever into thinking a different way. Let me give you a very good example. Whenever you hear a snapping of the fingers, make sure that you fix your posture and you take deep breaths into your diaphragm from your nose. Enjoy the video. If we put everybody on like an island, right? Or like a group of people, not everybody. That group of people is going to, revert to gender roles, and it's going to do the most optimal thing to survive, to secure first food and then safety, have, house, shelter and all that stuff. And after that, when they have like a more stable community, then they'll start thinking about different things. And maybe one of the people will become like homosexual and then whatever. But when they have things that they care about more, their own self does not matter. Now, what I'm trying to get to here is that a lot of the things that may be happening in your own consciousness may not be, in fact, in accordance to your heart and soul. And in order to avoid falling into this trap, I suggest that you take a little break from everything, that you kind of, shut yourself in, stop absorbing things from social media, such as your friend's story, algorithm, what everybody else is thinking, in the comments, everybody's opinion, and start journaling, for example. Journal, meditate, and listen to your thoughts, and let them come and let them go. And eventually, after like a week or two, you would have cleansed your mind a little more. the voice that's deep inside of you, your consciousness, will shed its light a little more, and you will finally be able to start knowing who you are and where you want to go. Alright, my camera battery is dying. That's all for this video. Strive to be 1% better every day, and much love.